Hey guys, it's me, David, and welcome back to week 24 of Building Mandalore. Oh man, it feels good to be back. We're coming back off a 2-week break now. I apologize. Last week I was just really busy, a lot of personal things, so I took last week off. Actually gave me a nice breather to come back to Mandalore. I feel fresher and ready to build. So the main things we're going to be doing today is, first off, I got some awesome figures in the mail, so you'll be seeing a huge Mandalorian army here in a few minutes. That's really exciting. The other thing we're going to be specifically working on in terms of building is we're going to be working on prison cells. And this is in reference to, I think it's season 5 of Star Wars: The Clone Wars, specifically the episode Shades of Reason. If you want to go, rewatch it on Disney Plus, by all means. But a lot happens in that episode in these prison cells. Duchess gets put into one of those. We see Prime Minister Almac, I think his name is, also in that. Darth Maul, Savage. They're all in these prison cells. And then I think Obi-Wan's even in the prison cells too, I think. So a lot happens in these prison cells. I figured it was an important thing to make. So we're going to get started on working on that today. That's going to be very exciting. A couple other things that happened over the last 2 weeks. First off, we got Star Wars: The Clone Wars Season 7. The trailer was dropped, and the date, February 21st, is when we're getting the first episode of Season 7. Very excited. My birthday is actually the 20th of February, so it's actually a day after my birthday. So that's really an awesome kind of late birthday gift. I'm really excited. Perfect timing. So yeah, that's happening. A lot of things came out of the trailer. I don't know how I'm going to dive into it. I'll dive into it at the end of the video. How about that? I won't keep you guys waiting for all the Lego. But the other thing that happened this week is we also got news that the Star Wars: The Clone Wars Season 7 will be released episodically and not all at once like Netflix does it. Nope, they're going to do what they did with The Mandalorian. Week by week, we're going to get it. And so that means, unfortunately, we won't be getting Siege of Mandalore episodes until, I think, April, if I did my weekly math correct, because it's 3 arcs, 12 episodes. 4 episodes each arc in this new 7th season of the Clone Wars. So it's the Bad Batch arc, Ahsoka arc, and Siege of Mandalore. So it's the last arc. So it won't be until 8 episodes or 8 weeks after February 21st until we actually get the Siege of Mandalore. So that means this series, Building Mandalore, will continue until I see those episodes, because I do not want to do the finale until I see it. All right. The other big thing that happened this week is also we got a huge announcement from LEGO that they let us vote on the next Ultimate Collector Series LEGO set. And biggest part of that is the fact that one of the voting choices was a Republic gunship. Of course, I was very excited about that and encouraged all of you to vote for it. The voting's closed now. The other 2 options was the Net Beyond Frigate and the TIE Bomber. Neither of them, I think, would be as awesome as a Republic gunship. Lastly, before we get into the video, I also just want to make a quick announcement that I have a P.O. box, a post office box. So that means you can send me stuff. It's down below. Specifically, I also really want to mention this, is that if you guys really want to be awesome, I really need these Darth Maul Mandalorians, the ones that come in the Mandalorian speeder. I only have about 25, and I really need closer to 100. So I'm looking, hopefully, if you guys want to send me just one of those, if I get like 30 to 50 of you each to send me one of them, then I'll be totally set. I would buy them myself, except the fact that they go for like $12 to $15 for some reason on Bricklink. They used to be a lot cheaper a couple months ago, but because of the Mandalorian and all this hype up for this new season of Star Wars: Clone Wars, it seems the prices have driven up, and now I can't get bulk quantity. Even though there's, the prices are like $12 to $15, I think. It's still, nobody has more than like 2 figures to sell. So I'm hoping if you guys really want to donate one of those figures to the mock, I'll be doing something really special. I can either do like a sig fig, so you also send a figure with the Mandalorian figure, and I'll put that in the mock. Or if you want to give me if you want me to shout out your YouTube channel or something like that, we can also do that. So if you want to donate a figure, specifically the Mandalorian, Darth Maul Mandalorian figure, that would be awesome. All right, so that's it. Let's go ahead and dive into this segment right now, guys. All right, guys, so jumping back into Mandalore, as you guys can see, I have a whole bunch of the Death Watch Mandalorians, or the Mandalorian Loyalists, or the ones that follow Bo-Katan, whatever you want to call them. They look so good. Awesome to have a good, decent amount of them. This isn't all of them that I have on hand. This is just some that I just got from my boy Jason. His name's Wuhan Industry on Instagram. I'm going to link his information down below. Appreciate him sending these to me for the Mandalorian mock. It's definitely going to help populate it for sure.
They look really great. Very happy. Never had quite an army of these guys when I was younger, so kind of wish I bought more of those battle packs. I never thought they would be useful. Now they're extremely useful. So anyhow, definitely need more of the Darth Maul Mandalorians. I have a few in the other room. He actually sent me 2 of these as well, but again, if you guys want to donate one, my shipping information is down below. So yeah, here's what they look like next to the other Mandalorians that I showed you guys, I guess not last week, but 2 weeks ago. But they look really good. I think that it all blend together pretty well in the final mock. Again, these guys will be kind of separate. They won't be directly with these guys all the time. You'll just have to wait and see in the final mock. But I think they will work together pretty well, actually. So that isn't all. So we have these, some Mandalorians here. But you might have noticed some other figures here on the end. Who are these guys? So these are Ahsoka and Darth Maul based off the 7th season of the Clone Wars. And you might really have a keen eye. You might notice that these look familiar if you had happened to see my 2020 Clone Wars set predictions video that I put out about, I think like a few days ago. So this is actually by my friend Baggles for Real. I'll leave his information down below as well. He designed these custom minifigures himself, got them printed himself as well. Gotta say, I'm very impressed with the printing. It's solid minifigures. You can actually see on Darth Maul here, there's printing on the side of his torso as well. Looks extremely accurate to the one that we see in the Clone Wars, so I'm very happy with that. And then we also have Ahsoka here in her Clone Wars Season 7 uniform. And oh man, it looks, sorry for the focus issue, looks so good. Again, I'm very, very happy with it. Can't wait to see what you guys think of these guys. They will absolutely be in the final mock. They will be the main minifigures. So very, very happy with the way these turned out. Again, if you're interested in them, I'll link some information to Baggles. I think his Instagram, I think, is the best way to get in contact with him. So I'll put that down in the description. So yeah, got some awesome minifigures over the last 2 weeks. It honestly really helps and enhances Mandalore. It's getting me really pumped up for once we get to that finale here in a month or two. So maybe a little bit longer, but we'll talk about that at the end of the video. But yeah, it's looking great. So now back to building. All right, so now that we have this whole hallway done over here, there's this entire area that I want to focus on now. So what's the plan here? I'm going to be making the Mandalorian prison cells, actually. So it technically doesn't make sense to have this hallway connect into the prison cells. This whole area is going to be a mash of different rooms that we've seen in Mandalore. They shouldn't necessarily be all connected, but I feel like it'll look really cool in the end. So even though it might not be accurate, I still think it'll look really good regardless. Now, that's what we're going to be working on here today, and I'm going to show you my prison cell design here in a second. We're going to have probably 2 levels of prison cells. I think that's going to be the design we'll go with. I think the height difference will actually be about the same that this is right here. Now, the other thing I actually want to pitch to you guys is that we have all these windows up here, right? This entire thing of windows. What do you guys think about Duchess's palace actually being up here? So recreating that room that we see Ahsoka and Darth Maul from the 7th season of Clone Wars. It's at the end. That's the Duchess palace, and it has a whole bunch of windows in it. And I was like, originally, obviously the Duchess palace should be on this side over here because it should be up in this area. But I think that since we have all these windows right here, it only makes sense to actually include it up here. So I was thinking making this whole thing right here one big room for the Duchess Palace. It's just an idea. Definitely want to hear your guys' thoughts about that down below. So let me know what you guys think. I'm going to be looking at the comments. We're not going to be building that today, but I just wanted to pitch that idea. What do you think about this area with all these windows here being the palace? All right, so on to prison cells. I got to clean this up, and then I'm also, I actually made this whole prison cell design that I want to show you first before I actually start integrating into this. So let's go ahead and check that out. All right, guys, so here is my concept design for the Mandalorian prison cell. In my opinion, it actually looks pretty accurate to what I'm basing it off of, which is this concept art right here. This is literally what it's supposed to look like. So I think I did a pretty good job, basing off this right here, as you guys can see. Looks pretty similar. I have the bench in here where Darth Maul is sitting. I was rewatching, I think it's The Shades of Reason is the episode. But I was rewatching it, and he's kind of sitting in there with Savage Opress. Obviously, this is before everything that happens before like the Siege of Mandalore and all that. But regardless, I still thought it'd be funny to kind of recreate that scene. But yeah, so all of that I think works pretty well. I think the design looks really good. Now, the other thing is there's all of this railing in the prison. So I was taking some pictures and I noticed, oh wow, there's a lot of this railing. How do I create this pattern? And so there's no real good way of doing it in Lego. It's actually very tricky. But I did come up with something. So this is my idea. Now, it's a little more squished, but I still think it actually works. So my goal was really just to get those angles, these angles right here at the top and at the bottom. So that's what I kind of set out to do, but also keep it minifigure scale. So I could totally make this design taller. I can make it taller, but then it's higher than the minifigure, and that's not accurate to the what you see in the show. It's supposed to be about at waist level is what the kind of guardrail looks like. So I think this is a good compromise. I really like this design. It's actually pretty ingenious. If you turn it over to the other side, this is what it looks like. So I'm actually doing some funny tricks here where it's actually just a tile that's sitting in here like that, and it just kind of just sits in there, and then you have these tiles that kind of cover it up like so. So it actually works, believe it or not, and you can actually make it continuous as well. I can replicate this design, have it go in a row just like how it is here. So it's not perfect. It's not a perfect replication, but it's taking a lot of the ideas from it and putting it into Lego. So I'm very happy with it. So what will actually end up happening, so if we take this prison cell, I'm going to move this minifigure. But if we take the prison cell and kind of sit it right here, that's kind of what it's going to look like. So I think that looks pretty solid, actually. So now the thing is we're going to jump into time lapse, and I'm going to build a whole bunch of these prison cells as much as I can. This is all I have for the window parts. So I'm imagining I can build at least 6 prison cells. I want to try to aim for 9 or even 12 possibly. We'll see. But we'll go ahead and jump into time lapse right now. I'm going to go ahead and build a whole bunch of these guys. Definitely can't wait to see what you guys say about it, but I'm very excited. I think it looks really good. I like the design so far, so let's get building. All right, guys, so I finished up the bottom level of the prison cells. So let's go ahead and take a look. Got to get down to the floor. But let's go ahead and take a look at them. As you can see, I'm actually really happy with the railing. It came out pretty well. And I got to say, it looks really nice. I really like the way it came out. However, I think it needs something. Hold on. Let me go back here. Ah, much better. That's right. I added lights, guys. I've been saying for weeks now that I don't really want to put lights in the mock, and I wasn't planning on to, but with these prison cells, I was like, man, we really need some lighting in here. So I went ahead and added some lights on each prison cell. So first off, these are temporary lights. They're not very bright, and they're not even the correct color. They're kind of this yellow color, and it doesn't really look good. They need to be more of a bluish white color tint of light. So I'll go ahead and change them out probably next week. But I did want to just show you guys what it looks like with some lighting in there. Again, temporary lights, but I thought it'd be really cool to kind of show you guys what that kind of looks like. So as you can see, this is kind of like what will be the start of the second floor up here. And I think based off how this is looking right now, I think we could go probably 4 floors. I think 4 floors would be, let me get back up here. I think 4 floors would be a good compromise. So we'll do this, but 4 more times upwards this way. I think, again, looks really awesome. I'll give you guys some different angles. It's tricky to kind of show you on the bottom area because I can't really see super well on the bottom of the floor. But yeah, it's looking good. Again, I'm not a huge fan of these lights. They're very yellow looking. I need more bluish light. That'll definitely change the way it looks right now for sure. But regardless, it is really cool seeing the lights. It makes a big difference, as you can see here. You really can't see in the cells at all without them. So this is kind of an important thing. It definitely looks really cool in terms of lighting on the outside. But I also have this light kind of pointing inwards. If I turn this off, it's a little too dark. I don't know. Can't really see what I'd done, actually, if I turn that off. So we'll keep that on. But yeah, it's looking good so far. Curious to see what you guys think of all of this. I really like this railing design. I think that's by far one of the coolest parts. I think the actual cell design will look much better once we have correct color of lights in there. But again, we're going to have probably a couple more floors, at least 3, maybe 4. I didn't build more floors because I'm just out of parts right now. So I've already put in the Bricklink order. And so next week, week 25, we will probably get at least 2 more floors, if not all 3 of them finished. Now that I have the design and now I've kind of figured out this whole area and what's going to be going here. Also, Meredith came in here and made a great point. She was like, hey, David, this is cool. And you're going to have multiple floors. That's even cooler. But like, how do you get to each floor? And I was like, oh, well, it's a great question. So I'm probably going to either put an elevator or put like a stairway in here. So either the stairs are going to go here or the stairs are going to go over here. Not sure yet. So that is still up in the air. This is also temporary. This right here, all these big tiles. I'm going to have some studs and some other things I think I'll put here. But basically the idea is there'll be a battle going on in the prison cell. Like all the prisoners are escaping. I think that's kind of the idea that we'll go with. But yeah, it looks pretty good. Definitely can't wait to see what you guys have to say in the comments. Again, the lighting color will change, and I promise it's going to make a big difference once I do that. But for now, it's pretty good looking. It works as a temporary lighting source. All right, guys, let's go ahead and head on out.
All right, guys, what an episode. It feels good to be back. I got to say, also, what do you think of this lighting? I went for a more dramatic look. It's a little different than what I usually do. So, anyhow, yeah. Star Wars The Clone Wars Season 7 trailer. I was talking about this earlier in the video. Big takeaways from this is that there is obviously going to be quite an epic battle in the city. I really want to wait until those episodes come out before I decide on like what specifically the battles will look like or anything like that. So I definitely know within 8 weeks or 2 months from now, we'll definitely be done with the mock. I can't imagine it taking longer than that. It'll only, like next week or the week after that, we'll have these prison cells done. We can build some other rooms. And then again, what do you guys think about the Duchess Palace being inside that top area? And then all that will be left after that is the back, some trees in the front, and we'll be good. And then we can put minifigures down. That will all definitely, I can get all of that done probably within the next 2 months for sure, or 8 weeks, however you want to look at it. So we're definitely nearing the end. I do want to wait until those Siege of Mandalore episodes come out though. So that's a month from, a little less, about 3 weeks from now, we'll get the first episodes of Star Wars: The Clone Wars. So we're looking at 11 weeks until we get Siege of Mandalore from when I'm filming this specific episode. So I'm not sure if we're going to take a break or something like that until the episodes come out. I don't know. I'm still trying to figure that out. So everything's up in the air. Again, if you guys want to donate one of those Mandalorian Darth Maul Mandalorians, I have plenty of all of the other Mandalorian figures. It's just the Darth Maul Mandalorian or the Mandalorian Super Commando, I think is actually what it's called. If you guys want to donate one of those figures, that would be awesome. Again, my PO box is down below. Also, you guys can send anything else as well. You want to send me a letter or just some Lego or something, you're more than welcome to go ahead and send those to that PO box. It's the first time I've had a PO box in like 6 years, so it's cool to have it again. And making that very much public. So if you guys want to send stuff, you're more than welcome to. All right, that's going to be it, guys. I'll see you guys next week for another segment. Again, I have those parts on order from Bricklink. I'm definitely going to get some different lights. Not sure which company I'm going to use. I know Brix stuff is kind of the biggie, but I'm not sure if I'm going to use their lights or not. We'll see. So I'll talk more about this next week. So that's going to be it, guys. Hope you guys have a great, wonderful day. I'll see you guys later. Bye-bye.